Hi everyone, yeah, my name is J.O.A.T.M.O.S.T, tactical trade, managed some trade. So I'm going to be discussing a video about icecube's interview with Tucker Carlson. So yeah, so basically, there has been like backlashes going on, stuff like that. So then like we're probably going to figure out like why. So let's see.
Why would you be doing this of all interviews? I mean, you could do an interview with anyone. You're doing an interview with me. Obviously, you're going to take abuse for doing that. Like, why would you do that?
Because I think it's silly not to talk to people. I think whether we agree or not,
right?
That has nothing to do with it. You know, it's like this is what it's all about. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. And I've been shut out.
Wait, that sounds like right-wing extremism and whataboutism.
But I've been shut out. Some platforms will not have me on.
Why?
They don't like that I'm, an independent thinker. I'm not part of the herd. I'm not part of the go along to get along gang, so to speak. So, I'm an outsider. And so, I'm not part of the club. So I have to
Join the club. That's funny because I'm one too.
So I have to go places for one that I'm welcome, and where I can voice my opinion without somebody, saying I'm a bad person and that they never want to have me on their platform again.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but
you'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
It's just when I've became an independent thinker, when I've, I'm not, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not. You're not.
Yeah, because I agree. And this is the thing though, because the icecube didn't get in because of the view and stuff like that. So basically what happened was that they thought that if you think differently from him, then you're not getting by the show. And the thing about The View is that this is the thing, because I'm someone that I used to watch The View, or that I would watch it a little bit when like Raven-Symoné came, stuff like that. But then since then, like I don't necessarily think The View was being sane. And I remember that that they invited Bottom Jones to the show, and then they were like cut him off, and then basically being really disrespectful and condescending towards him at one point.
Van, look, I lost a lot of Republican followers and people who trusted me in the Republican Party because of the positions I took against Trump. And Sonny is right. You've lost a lot of people who trusted you and who saw you as a voice because of the positions you took during Trump. And in 2016, you and I were probably the two most vocal critics of Trump during the campaign on CNN, to the point where it was reported that Jared Kushner went in and met with executives at our parent company and asked that you and I be fired. And then, all of a sudden you show up working with Nepotism Barbie and Nepotism Ken, and you work and showing up, in pictures with Eric Trump and with Candace Owens. And so I think there's people who wonder, and I'm one of them, how did that evolution happen? How did you go from being this very principled critic of the Trump administration, as I was, to all of a sudden being in the White House, celebrating them with them, and being, and posing for pictures with Candace Owens? I mean, can you explain the evolution to people who are puzzled by it?
Look, there's no evolution. When Obama was in office, I was working with Newt Gingrich. I was working with Republicans then to get people out of prison, to put the people first. When you are in federal prison, you don't get to vote. You don't get to be on Twitter. you have nothing that is, you have no opportunity to impact what's going on. As much time as I spent in the Obama White House working with them, trying to get people out of prison, if I then said, we have a new president, I'm not going in there for 4 years or 8 years, it was never then about the people behind bars. It was about me. I am proud to have worked on the First Step Act, which passed on in a bipartisan landslide and supported by people like Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi to get that done. And I was a person who was willing to go in there, and I will do it with every president to get people home from prison. And I continue to critique Donald Trump. If you look at the coverage on CNN, I would critique him every single day. That would never go viral. Then when I would say anything to give him any credit, it would go viral. And so we have a world now where if 95% of what I've said on CNN, I wouldn't even be on CNN if I weren't doing my job as a Democratic critic of the Republican Party. But when they do something right, I'm going to say it. And then I'll get beat up for saying it. And I don't get the 95% credit. But that's what we're trying to fix. Yes,
Van, you did
I work
things
with
like,
Republicans and Democrats, and I give them credit where it's due, and I kick them in the butt when it's good.
But you did things like take smiling pictures with Candace Owens, who I think is very hurtful. Okay, do you not regret that? Do you not see that you're giving her legitimacy? You don't regret taking pictures, smiling pictures with Candace Owens? I mean, how does that help the issue?
Lots of people. Anna,
you're going to have to take it outside. Thanks to Van Jones, the reunited states will be streaming and on demand starting February 9th. For more information on the documentary and for resources on how to foster these conversations in your own community, you can visit our website.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So. But then on top of that stuff, okay, it's that whenever they would invite other people who had different views to the show, it's like they tend to demonize them and make them feel like that you having a thought is not a good thing, But the fact that that independent thinkers comes within all the spectrum though, is just that those on the whole show, it's like they tend to have extreme views. But anyway.
But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah,
on Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. I thought that was the goal.
Me too. I don't know what it is, but, several of my, I had a movie called Barbershop,
Yeah, I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White, and it was a very controversial show. And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
It's because that icecube represent telling the truth, stuff like that. She did the same thing with Dave Chappelle whenever he exposed the industry and stuff like that.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No.
No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
Not being invited to stuff, that's actually a good thing. It actually is. So there's nothing wrong with that.
I really don't know. That's something that I would love to find out, but I can't tell you, there's a single thing that I've done or said to her.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag.
Really?
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah.
Come on, Tucker Carlson, come on. He knows darn well that people criticize her though. Come on. I said like Dave Chappelle, and I even said, oh yeah, even like 50 Cent at one point, right?
Do you think it's political, or do you think it's deeper than that? I mean, you're not like a right winger.
No.
No. You don't even seem that political.
No, I'm not really. I'm pretty much, just want to do right by the people, So if that comes through political means, that comes through the private sector, wherever it comes, I'm down to work with whoever's down to do something right for the people.
So I remember reading you say something along the lines of, I didn't vote for Trump, I'm not a Trump voter. You actually attacked Trump at one point, but you were willing to meet with Trump. Do you think that crossed a line?
I think some people didn't like that, but I think it's idiotic. Enemies meet.
Right.
They talk. I'm pretty sure there's some communication between Russia and the Ukraine right now. Somebody's on the phone talking to somebody, trying to come up with a solution. And
this is the funny part, because nobody didn't even want to support his Black American contract. And when I read the Black American contract, it sounds like very convincing. The problem is that the black rebels, right? Because the one that were attacking, right? They didn't want to support the idea. They wanted to vote for Biden. Hey, that's your choice. That's fine. Okay, but then like when icecube played the middle ground, not play the middle ground, be neutral as much as can. That's where that they're like demonizing and accusing him of being a Trump supporter, where he just specifically said that that whoever is down for his views, he's down to go for it. And then on his tweet he said that for the Democrats, that they'll do it after election, and then for the Republican they said it's suicide way. That's kind of like how you do business, because if you're inconsistent with something, most likely a person's gonna go for someone who is, and it doesn't matter that we're buddies, we're trying to get along. No, this is business. Either you get the job done, or that they're gonna find someone else. I don't know what kind of story it is, because enemies do talk, because what story would be though that if Superman, Luther, they'll speak to each other, or Batman or Joker doing a speech to each other. That's the thing, because that whole thing is for sure. And they didn't necessarily say that, hey, that they're gonna see right away. And it turns out that the contract was never gonna be delivered anyway. So basically it was like a waste of time. So basically he didn't get anywhere though. And no one wasn't that outraged though. Is when Biden litigated the Haitians, the Cubans, and Nigerian people, to the USA. And I haven't even heard anyone's, be outraged about stuff. Well, except for me, of course. icecube was had been in the game for so long, and then because he we didn't want to sign a contract, didn't want to be part of NWA anymore, and then went out there, and then he dissed them, with the song, whatever, and no Vaseline, because when I heard it, it was pretty funny, it's pretty good, and he even called out, Jerry Heller, for the bad managing that he did at one point.
Anti-Semitic piece of fucking shit. Who the fuck does he think he is? Unfucking believable. That kind of fucking bullshit, Jew bashing bullshit. You know what? I'll call my friends at the JDL. They'll handle him. We'll see how much he likes that.
Jerry, you gotta relax.
And then he created Boys in the Hood Fridays, was part of barbershop, and then he was doing all he could, to really try to help the black community one more, right? And even after all that stuff, it's they still think that he is though. It's kind of ridiculous. And what I do think is that that sometimes that some of the black liberals that they say those things, to other black people, but they're not going to keep the same energy where it comes to white liberals. And I know for a fact that they're they're scared to say it to their face. So yeah, sorry about that, because yeah, because when I word this though, it was like yeah, so I was like driven, so it's all good. And then like the left have the audacity to say about like love acceptance, like oh, be what you want to be, but then when people like choose what they want to be, it's like you have a problem with that stuff. Come on, like make up your mind, guys. Come on. All due respect, but still, go with your mind.
We just got to talk. That's the only way we're going to work this out. I know when the talking stops, the fighting starts. A lot of people, they, think I'm a, Republican, I'm a right winger. If I wake up and say, I feel like a pigeon. And I want everybody to treat me like a pigeon. Some people may say, whatever, Q, we treat you like a pigeon. But some people may choose to be like, dude, no. That's your world.
Yeah.
I'm not part of it. And I have to be ready for that. It's a big world out here. Everybody doesn't have to adhere to me.
That's called narcissism, right?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah. Seems like you're trying to bend the universe to your will. And it don't work like that.
And just to let you know, just because you feel like something so like that doesn't mean it's true. That's why I said like there's a difference between intuition and then like something that's beyond confusion or stuff like that, or like a subconscious. Yeah, it's probably like a subconscious feeling that's stuff like that. But yeah, because this is the thing, because when there's an instinct tell you something, like this is how it goes for me. Like when my instinct tells me that I'm right, okay, I had to prove it as right, and I like go to research. I look up stuff and make sure that the things I research match with what my instincts is, right? And I was able to get that right. But then when someone claim they feel something, but then there's nothing to back up, that's not instinct though. That's okay. That's like it could be confusion, it could be repression, it could be delusion, depending on the circumstances. But people could feel something and interpret it wrong, but it comes with different reason. So yeah, so I agree though. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, and another thing, I would like to add though is that that when it comes to black issues stuff like that, it's like that they don't want to really come to wait, hold on. Okay. So yeah, so the thing is about what happened like honestly where I live on New York, right? The fact was that that when it comes to protests, they would would protest for someone who claimed that hey they're okay a victim though, but one of them is actually a victim, but the recent one where that it's not really the case. And the funny thing is that that the NYC protests, right? They claim that hey we care for the people, we care for those type of people, right? But then okay whenever there's a black neighborhood or something like that, right? It's there are no words to be found. So then really, what is he say for? I don't get it. Yeah, I agree, and that's the thing because because hey, I love my black people, man, I do. But some of you guys, man, damn, where it comes to success, some of you guys get pretty envy for what kind of reason, and you don't give support because whenever we do something or if I do something, it's you would say, hey, you're this, you're that. It's nah, man, this ain't like the stuff, because the thing is that that all you have to do is just work hard, do what you can do because there are opportunities for all of us, and that stuff you just need to do better, keep doing what you need to do. That's just what it is, But yeah, because at the end the video though is that I would definitely say good job for icecube for doing his whole thing, because hey, because the thing is though is that that just because like people choose to think independently or just because that people prefer to be individualists doesn't necessarily mean that you're right wing stuff like that. Because even right wings, there's plenty of them that doesn't think for themselves just as much as the left does, But the fact is that what the left has to work on is that when you invite other people to the show, right, you got to like give the respect the same way how you give to the people you care about. Because if you don't, it's gonna send bad messages. So okay, make sure you like and subscribe. Come on, I may be a mystery, but my skill is it. Come on.